Hello everyone, this is Saurabh Kumar, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate and explain Wi-Fi security and encryption. So what actually Wi-Fi security is, what are the types of Wi-Fi security we can use, and what are the different encryption options are available when we are using Wi-Fi device. So let me go to my book here, where first of all you can see that types of wireless encryption. We have so many different types of encryption, like 802.11i, we have WEP, LEAP, WPA, TTIP, WPA2, and all those things. So when we talk about wireless encryption, actually the major known are WEP. WEP is actually an encryption algorithm which has been designed, and it is used by wireless for IEEE 802.11 wireless network. It is one of the, you can say, oldest type of wireless security standard, and because it is it uses very easy or common way of encryption, so it can be cracked very easily. So just to cover it up, or maybe just to enhance the security, they have launched now WPA. And even to enhance more security than WPA, nowadays it is available as WPA2. So WPA is an advanced wireless encryption protocol which uses TTIP as well as MIC to provide a stronger encryption and authentication. And another thing is, when we compare with WEP, which was using only 24-bit encryption, it can have 48 bit, and it can have 32-bit CRC and TTIP encryption for wireless security. When we talk about WPA2, it is even upgrade to WPA, which uses CCMP, which is extra compared to WPA. But when we talk about AES and TTIP, both of them are also being used by WPA. So let me directly move down to go with the detail of all of them. So very first one is WEP, which is known as Wired Equivalent Privacy Encryption. So this is the full name of WEP, Wired Equivalent Privacy. How does it actually going to work? So first of all, what is WEP encryption is? It is a component of IEEE 802.11 wireless LAN standard, and it is primarily purpose is to provide confidentiality of the data which is being transmitted over the wireless network. So whatever the communication or data is being transferred between the user and Wi-Fi device will be encrypted by WEP. So what are the major role of WEP is going to be? Like, it is going to protect against any kind of eavesdropping on wireless communication. So if somebody is just sitting and maybe he is using some kind of data packet filtering tool, or maybe packet sniffing tool, or maybe like Wireshark or such kind of tool. So this WEP is going to be protecting your data from such kind of thefts. It attempts to prevent unauthorized access to wireless network also, because if you don't set any WEP password, if you go with the blank password, the meaning is if you are disabling the security of the Wi-Fi, anybody can just connect to your wireless device. So it is giving a kind of it is preventing actually from any kind of unauthorized access to the wireless network. Now it depends on a secret key. So whenever you configure WEP, we generally set a secret key, and which can be generally 10 character, something like that. So whenever we use actually WEP, what are the main goal of it is, it will be providing us the confidentiality, it will be providing access control, as well as it will provide data integrity, because it protects the change of data by any third party, because it is stopping from any kind of man in the middle attack also. Then efficiency. So these are the major goal of WEP. What are the key points are? It can be used, and it was developed actually without any academic or public review, and it has also review from Cryptologistics. So basically, when we are using WEP, it uses 64-bit WEP, and it uses 40-bit key. So when it is encrypting any password or something, it is using, or your data, it is using actually 40-bit key. Then it also used 128-bit WEP uses 104 bits key size, and when you are using 256-bit WEP, it uses actually 232 bit key size. So these three options, 64, 120 and 256, is the option which you choose when you are configuring your Wi-Fi device. Now when we talk about the next category, maybe that is WPA. So WPA is Wi-Fi protected access, but that is what the name of WPA is. It is W for Wi-Fi, P for protected, A for access. This algorithm is a little bit more secure, and because it is a security protocol defined by 802.11i standard, and when we compare it with WEP, there was a major drawback of WEP encryption that it still uses a static encryption. But when we talk about WPA, it is enhanced with the security. So WPA is an expansion to 802.11 protocol that can allow for increased security, and nearly every Wi-Fi nowadays manufactured with WPA. So currently if you go to market and buy any Wi-Fi device, generally it will be having WPA security as well. So WPA is having a better data encryption security compared to WEP, and it uses actually message pass through the message integrity check, that is MIC, and also it uses the temporal key integrity protocol, that is TTIP. Generally it uses 40-bit or 104-bit encryption key, where when we talk about TTIP, it uses 128-bit key for each of the packets. So every packet which is being transferred over the network will be encrypted with different key, and that key can be 128-bit. So it uses TTIP as well as it uses the another one, that is AES. So when we talk about now WPA2, here it is WPA2 encryption. So this one is actually a security protocol used to safeguard the wireless network and has replaced WPA technology in 2006. That is the year actually when WPA2 was introduced, and it is compatible with 802.11i standard and also support many security features that WPA does not support. And basically I will mention here about CCMP because that's completely new thing, and that is C for blockchaining messaging authentication code protocol. It provides a stronger data protection and network access control compared to WPA or WEP. Now WPA as well as WPA2, both of them can be operated into two modes. So one is called as a personal mode, one is called as a enterprise mode. If you are using it in a personal mode, generally you need to set a password on the Wi-Fi device itself, and that password will be used by the user to being authenticated and authorized to access the internet or network. But when you are using WPA2 Enterprise, generally you don't set any password on the Wi-Fi device itself, but you use any different computer or server which may run AAA, Radius or TACAS, something like that, and that device will be giving the or doing the authorization, authentication and accounting process. So these are the two modes of using WPA and WPA2. Now when we try to maybe compare all of them, so here you can have a small comparison between them. When we talk about encryption, WEP is using encryption algorithm RC4 and its size is 24-bit, WPA is 48-bit, WPA2 is also 48-bit, but encryption key when you talk about it uses also 188, and here in integrity check mechanism it uses CBC MAC. That's very important. But when we talk about WPA, it uses the Machel algorithm and CRC32. When we talk about WEP, it also uses CRC32. So WEP, when we talk about, it should be replaced with more secure. So if you are planning to have a Wi-Fi at your home or maybe at your office, WEP is nowadays a kind of, you can say like it's outdated, it is less secure. So you should always use now WPA or WPA2, which is having a incorporate protection against any forgery and replay attacks. So this way now we have gone through some basic kind of theory of wireless security, but this video actually I was planning to make for practical more. So let me just close this book now and let's go to directly practical part. So if you are connected to any of the Wi-Fi, how generally do you access it? So you go to the browser, and whatever IP of that particular device is, you just need to type here, and that's how you get a login prompt where you need to type the password. And once you type the password, you will be able to log into the Wi-Fi device, and from there you will be able to do the changes there. Like I go to the settings button here. Inside the setting buttons, I will be able to, currently you can see it is showing me all the device connected bandwidth, how much which device is using and how many devices are connected, a storage, CPU load, and all the traffic status. But when I go to the settings, I will be able to manage it like Wi-Fi related setting. So first thing is here the SSID. SSID is secure socket identity number, and that is actually a kind of broadcast name which is being sent or broadcasted through your Wi-Fi device, so the other client will come to know there is a Wi-Fi and this is the name of it. And here from you see actually we are setting the password, so you can go with this particular device supporting only the no encryption, means there is no password, then WPA or WPA2 Personal, WPA2 Personal with a strong. So it doesn't support actually WEP. But this is how you actually set the password. Here you set the password for your Wi-Fi. So whenever you want to connect to the Wi-Fi, here when you click on connect, it will be required to have the password to connect with it. Then when you are already connected to it, you can even go for some more other kind of security with it. Now let me go to the packet tracer and I demonstrate something from there. So let me go to packet tracer here. In the packet tracer, let me pick a Wi-Fi device here. So I go to a Wi-Fi device and I maybe pick here a Wi-Fi device, and then I pick maybe some of the computer or laptop. So in this laptop we need to do some changes, and that changes is just go to desktop, or maybe before that go to in physical, switch off the laptop, remove the NIC card and put this wireless NIC card, switch it on, and now maybe I copy this Wi-Fi laptop and I paste it one more. So I have now two laptops. By default you see when my laptop comes into the range of any Wi-Fi device, and if that Wi-Fi device is having no any security enable, it directly connect without knowing even the username and password. So now let me go to this Wi-Fi and I go to the graphics, setup, wireless, then I go to wireless setting, and if I change the name here, maybe I give the name of this Wi-Fi that is Saurav, and I click on save now. So nothing has changed. I have not set any password. I have just changed the name of this Wi-Fi. So if I go to any of the laptop and I look for available Wi-Fi in my range, so if I just refresh, now this new name should appear actually, whatever new name I have given. So you can see now it is telling me that now I have a Wi-Fi nearby my PC, and that name is Saurav. Channel number it is using 1 and signal strength is 91%. So if I select and click on connect, you see now it is very easily being connected. Similar to that, if I go to another PC also here, I go to desktop, PC wireless, I go to connect, I look for refresh, and when I get the Wi-Fi name here, I select, click on connect. I have been connected without any password. So now we are going to implement some password on this Wi-Fi. So again we go to the Wi-Fi, we go to wireless, we go to wireless security now. You see by default it was disabled. So when I click on it, I get these all options. So I'm going to explain all of them. So let me first go to WEP. When I say WEP, it is giving me now option of choosing encryption type. So I can choose encryption type 64-bit, which will be using 40-bit key. If I use 128-bit, it will be using 104-bit key. That is what I explained you when I was showing you the book. So if you go for this particular encryption type, you need to set a password of 10 hexadecimal digit. If you go for this one, you need to set 26 hexadecimal digit. So let me go with the maybe 40. So here you see now I need to now set a password, and one more thing, I have to make sure that that password is only 10 character in a length. So if I set maybe 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and then 6 7 8 9 again, you can see now it is more than 10 characters. So if I now go to down and click on save changes, it is already giving me error that it can only accept 10 hex digit long. Not only that, if I even set 1 2 3 4 5 and then I use some word which is not hexadecimal, then if I click on save changes, it is again saying that it can only accept hex digit, means I can only use a value which is 1 up to 0, and it should be any value alphabet which is A up to F. So I can have maybe 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and then maybe A. That can be maybe accepted because A is a alphanumeric where A comes under the hexadigit value. So now I can click on save setting, and this is how I have set the password. So now if any client machine want to connect to this Wi-Fi, they need to know that password. So I go to this machine, Wi-Fi, connect, look for any Wi-Fi device, and if I get here, let me just get refresh. So you can see now the name has come. If I click on now connect, it is asking me to type the password. Without password now I cannot connect. If I type the right password, then I will be able to be connected. If I do the same on the second laptop, again that will be also connected. So this way we have seen that how WEP is working for us. We again go to wireless, we go to wireless security, we have seen with the WEP. Now let me show you with WPA. So WPA and WPA2, you have seen that it is almost similar, just WPA2 is enhanced and it has some more extra security concern inside of it. So let me go with WPA Personal. When you go to WPA Personal, you get again two options here of selecting encryption, that is TTIP and AES. So I have already explained you what is AES and TTIP is. These are only method or protocol which can be used when you are setting WPA or WPA2. So I choose maybe the AES and I set a password here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0, maybe like that. This time when I click on save, now my password method has changed. So I have to keep in mind that whoever device connects, they're supposed to choose WPA and they're supposed to use AES and they're supposed to type this password. So now I go to my laptop, wireless, connect, refresh for the SSID name, and if that device name appears here, we are going to connect it with the new password, that is WPA. So now I click on connect. You see now it has already detected that you need now WPA Personal with the encryption of AES, but you can change if it is not AES, if it is TKIP, and then you have to type the password, and if it is correct you can click on connect and it will be connected. So this is how it works. The same way, if you go to this wireless and you choose WPA2 Personal also, the option will remain same, there is no change. But now I am going to show you WPA Enterprise or WPA2 Enterprise, any one of them. What does it do actually? When you choose Enterprise, as I told you, WPA Enterprise will be required to have any third computer or device which is running maybe Radius server. So before I do that, let me get a server computer first. So I go and I get a server computer. Now this server computer I'm going to use as a maybe Radius server. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set some IP address on this server computer. So maybe I set IP address here 192.168.5.1 or maybe 200. Then I set a default gateway 192.168.5.1 1. Always keep in your mind this IP address must be in the same range of your Wi-Fi, or if it is not in the same range, like the one I said, it is not in the same range. So what I need to do now is I go to Wi-Fi also, and I have to set here the same range IP 192.168.5.1, and it has DSCP enable. So I have to use the same range IP, nothing else. Then thereafter I need to now connect both of these devices. So I take a straight through cable. I choose not internet port, because internet port is working like a router. Between this internet port and this Ethernet port there is a routing process going on. So I should go with any of the Ethernet port. Then I connect with this computer. And now very first thing I will be doing is I am going to check the connection between both of them. So as soon as this link will come up, I am going to make sure that they have a started communication first of all, because here I have set the IP 192.168.5.200, and on this device the IP is 192.168.5.1. So now let me check the communication between them. So here up to here it is in progress. Let me check once more time, and it is successful, means these two devices communicating. Now as I promised, I am going to make this server as a radius server. So I go to this device and I go to the services, I go to AAA, and here I have to make this service on. It uses by default port number 1645. So always keep in your mind, if you change the radius port number here, you have to change also into the router. Now let me get router also with me. So let me keep one side router and one side my server. Then I will be able to show you what are the changes we require on server computer and what are the changes required on wireless. So on the wireless also, let's go to wireless, let's go to the security, and let's choose here WPA, either WPA Enterprise or WPA2 Enterprise, any one of them. Then you choose encryption type. You can choose any one of them, it's completely up to you. And then here you are going to type the IP address of radius server. So if you remember, the IP address of this server is 5.200. So we are going to type here 192.168.5.200. Sorry, I need to switch to here 168. Here it is going to be 5, and here it is going to be 200. Then here you need to set any password, which password should match on your server as well as on your Wi-Fi device. So I use any password, but keep in your mind it should be only alphanumeric. It cannot contain any special symbol or any specific kind of value like percentage, hash, dollar. Those value it will not accept. So let me just use, maybe this is as a shared secret, ASDF 1234. After that, just scroll down and click on save settings. So we are done on the router side, that how you are going to configure as a radius server. Now we are going to come back to the server side. On the server side you have to type the client name. So client name means the name which you have given to your Wi-Fi. So what is the name I have given? It is Saurabh. So I have to type here client name is Saurabh. Then client IP means your Wi-Fi device IP. So Wi-Fi device IP is 192.168.5.1. Then secret. So what is the secret we decided here? You see ASDF 1234. Same secret I need to use here also. So I use ASDF 1234. And then which kind of server you are using here for AAA. So I'm going to use radius, because here it is require radius server IP and radius server port. So I choose this and click on add. So now I have added already one information related to this router. Next thing is who will be having permission to access this Wi-Fi router. For that we need to create some user account. So maybe I create a user with the password, also maybe user 1. I'm just taking an example. Maybe I have one more user in my company, so I say user 2 with the password user 2. So this way we have created some user account, we have defined the client on the Radius server. So we are done with it now. Now you see that none of this laptop are able to connect to this router, Wi-Fi router, because this router is now working through the Radius server. So if any laptop, if I go there and I try to click on connect, refresh, and I look for the name maybe here, even I get the name with the SSID and the signal strength. When I click on connect, it is telling me that please go to the profile tab and you need to create a profile to complete the connection. Means I have to go to profile here, then I have to select maybe the default existing profile, go to edit, select your Wi-Fi name, go to advanced setup. Now you choose which kind of connection it is. So it is infrastructure mode, because we have one device which is connecting multiple other devices through Wi-Fi. So I will leave infrastructure mode. The name is also okay, that is the name of my Wi-Fi. So I go to now next. Do you want to obtain on this machine IP address as from the DHCP server, or you want to define by your own? So for me, I will be going with the DHCP, because this Wi-Fi is already running service of DHCP. Then wireless security. So we know that what wireless security we have set here, I have to use the same here also. Then after, go to next. Now here it required to type the user account which you have created on your Radius server. So what was the username? User maybe 1 and the password user 1. Then also now we go to next and we can click on the save button. So once you click on save button, before that you can even go to back and just verify once again what are the settings you have done. So we have chosen first of all the Wi-Fi name, then we went to advanced setup, we choose the name, we decided to use DHCP mode, there we have selected the security method and mode, then here from we are selecting the username and user password. Then we go to now next and we click on just save. So this way we are done with making the profile. So now we return back to the profile, select it, click on connect, and it may take some few moments to connect, and that's how you can see now the connection has happened. Same now if you want to connect any other laptop like this one, if you want to connect, what you have to do is you have to go to this laptop, you have to go to PC wireless, go to connect, look for that SSID, and as soon as you get the name, just wait for a minute because we need to see that name here. Yes, then we go to profile, select the existing profile, go to edit, select the Wi-Fi name, click on advanced setup, go to next, select the same security type, go to next, type maybe the second user 2 with the password user 2, then go to next and just click on save, profile, select, connect. So now this Wi-Fi can also be connected to the this device can be also connected to the Wi-Fi, and who is actually now giving authentication, who is authorizing, who is doing accountability. So everything is being managed by this server, because this is the server where we have created the user account, and it is the one who is managing the authentication process now. So this can be only happen if you are using your Wi-Fi device in which condition? When you are having wireless security using enterprise mode. So if you are using enterprise, either WPA Enterprise or either WPA2 Enterprise, you will be able to use Radius server or Taka server to authenticate your user who supposed to be connected to your Wi-Fi device. So in this video, I have gone through some of the theoretical explanation of Wi-Fi security as well as the configuration process of security and how to choose different mode and different security mechanism to connect or to protect your Wi-Fi communication in your home environment or either in your office environment. So that was all about in this video, and I hope this video has been informative for you all, and I would like to thank you for watching.